La 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 la. Welcome to the Creative Mind of Ages world, where you need love and inspiration. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Creative Mind of AJ's World. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jaz'min.
And we're here to let you know it's all about love, inspiration, and creation. Today's topic is basically learning about who are we. And so we're basically going to introduce you as to who we are, our backgrounds and everything. So going forward with all of the new shows and stuff that we have, we're going to go through every topic that's going to touch right to you, because this is what it's all about. It's reaching out to you, encouraging you, and letting you know you can get through. And some of you will probably be like, well, how do you know this? Or how do you know that? Well, we're giving you our story, and we're going to show you the ways of getting out of situations. Maybe you already know some ways. Maybe it's some things you don't know. But hey, there's nothing wrong with learning something new each day. And so with that said, I'm going to let her start with her story as to how everything got set up.
Thank you. Okay, so I first want to start saying that I have a slight cold. He's getting over his cold, but I may cough a little bit, but like now. But sorry. But I pretty much am gonna start from beginning to end. But my name is Jaz'min, as you know, and pretty much from the childhood starting out, it was good for the most part. I actually had a decent childhood. Like he'll tell you a little about his, but I come from a background where material things were like my best friend, because I love toys, I love Barbies and everything. I had the Barbie world and everything else, so I did live a good childhood life, all the way up until like pretty much like middle school. It started to get like a little rough for me, because I did move from Seattle. I'm from California, originally born in California and then raised in Seattle, and then from there I lived a great childhood in Seattle. And then my sister and I, with my mom being a single parent, she had great jobs, so the job took her to Maryland. And I pretty much spent my middle school, elementary, my fifth grade, middle school, and high school there. Yeah, I moved a lot, so but it was a great experience as a child. So pretty much my middle school had started when it got a little rocky. You know, kids picked on me because I was a little overweight. You know, I didn't know that I was not considered normal in their eyes. So, and especially with my accent, because I have a West Coast accent. I don't know if you guys still hear it or not. I do get it sometimes here and there. Like, where are you from? You're not from here. So, yeah, coming from the West Coast, I did have a strong accent. So they were like, oh, you sound like, you know, you're proper and this, that, and third. And I'm like, that's a good thing to me, because, you know, I'm well educated and I don't want to sound like I'm not smart. So pretty much, you know, middle school, I did struggle with that between my accent and be a little overweight. So I am plus size currently, even myself now. So, yeah, represent, but I'm losing some. And then also like high school, that's when it got really real, you know, with fitting in. My sister and I, we pretty much started high school, like my 10th grade year, being together. So I did protect my sister, probably more so than I protected myself. But, you know, I did get picked on a lot. You know, being, you know, big-chested, or, oh, why is your forehead so big or shiny? You know, so it was a little uncomfortable. And they knew my talents, because I was a visual artist growing up from a childhood. I had a little store that I even created. That was the plus. My mom really motivated me to be a businesswoman at a young age. So I had my little store, my little lemonade stand and everything. So it was good. It was good until went to college. That's where we both went to, the Art Institute. And honestly, that's when it really got like, yeah.
Crazy.
It really crazy. You know, my freshman year, we didn't really have freshman, sophomore. It was more like years, or like what semester are you in. It was kind of like that for the Art Institute. I don't know if it's changed, But pretty much like in college, it was more so, let's party, let's have fun, no relationships because it's more you time. Right. Well, in my eyes, I was like, I like to be liked. And that's what I struggled with as a kid. I tried to please everybody, I wanted to always make my mom happy, I would make sure my sister was okay all the time, but I never thought about Jaz'min. And I never thought about what was best for me. I always made sure I was liked. And right in the middle of my college years is when it like all went down as far as really trying to find out who Jaz'min is. And that's when I realized, okay, it's time to settle down and dismiss whoever I need to out of my life. If all odds, I just cut everyone off if I have to. It does get to that point sometimes, and it's not nothing personal to them. It's just time for you to find yourself, and that was my time. And so pretty much I cut myself off from pretty much everybody just to find myself, and that's when pretty much I put myself through college. It was really hard. I could have asked for any help. I did try to at one point, but it didn't work out because specific person, which was actually a family member, sadly, said, you're not going to make it in life. You're going to struggle. You're not going to ever pay me back. So I started believing that in my head, like, I'm not going to make it in life. And that's when, I proved wrong, and I graduated on my own, got my own co-signer. Thanks to the school, they co-signed for me. So yes, I did complete all 4 long years of college, getting my bachelor's in graphic design.
Proud of her.
Booyah! So you can do it too.
That's it. That's what it's all about, and
Ooh, I could talk.
Yes, she can, but by the end of the day, it's a true story, you know, and that goes without saying for me. Born and raised in New Jersey, I come from a very interesting background. My mom basically I'm 1 out of 4. I'm the oldest. And, it's been a very long struggle, with a lot of things that I had to go through within my life. I basically saw what it was like to be in a shelter. I knew what it was like to be homeless. At a very, very young age, I saw my mom crying so many nights. And I was very little, and there was nothing I could really do but just try to encourage my mom, even at a young age. I, try to do the littlest things to help her. I didn't understand what was going on around, but I knew something wasn't right. But in the midst of all of that, we struggled and went from one shelter to another shelter all over. And I knew it was really bad because, I'm actually a grand PK. My grandfather is a bishop, and he actually, has a church. I went to all my entire childhood, all the way up until 18. For me, it was really, being in the church, knowing God, singing, doing all of these things. But, in the midst of all of that, I still didn't find God. Through the midst of all of, the things that I've been through, because I didn't understand why I had to go through so much at a very young age. I was very shy, quiet, didn't really talk to nobody. I bottled a lot of things up. I felt like I wasn't even heard. I didn't have a voice. Some people walk by and say, are you okay? But, it was really no point of telling them out, what I'm going through, really. During my school years, it basically became really to the point where I hated school. I didn't want to go there another day. From the time of being in preschool, I was never accepted with kids, period. During playground, recess time, I wasn't the one that they wanted to play with, so I would just be by myself. From kindergarten, that became the same thing, and so forth and so forth. And, with all of that, I had a lot of doubts as to why am I living? You know, I was always told I was ugly by kids, teachers. They picked on me tremendously during my entire elementary years. I didn't know if it was really worth going to school. And I know school is an important thing. And that's why I tell everybody that you need to go to school. You need to have some type of teacher, counselor to come through with you, you know, in all of your stuff that you're going through. Because there's always somebody out there. It might not be every teacher, might not be every counselor, or whoever it is that might not really connect with, but it's somebody. It's somebody, and you just have to really gravitate to whoever it is that is really giving you that one-on-one attention. And for me, I was fortunate to have this woman. Her name is Jennifer Pullman, and she's my godmother. She was my first art teacher, and it was actually my last art teacher all the way up from elementary to high school. We had a connection and a bond, and still do have a bond as we speak right now. She got me through a lot of dark times, times where I didn't even want to go home because I was being abused, times when I was afraid to, you know, go to school, but I would go to school just to go to art class because I knew that was the only safe place that I can actually go. When you constantly always being told that you're never going to be anything in life by counselors, just live your life and just go to a regular job, 8 to 5. You know, I thought, hey, do I even stand a chance to even go to college? I was told by many people that I wasn't going to even go to college, and I ended up getting accepted because, you know, I believed in myself despite of everything and everyone told me I could not be. I basically came to the point of suicide at a very young age because I've been abused. I felt neglected in many ways. You know, it was a really rough time for my childhood, and I really had dark days, and I didn't really see the point of living. So I thought of my first suicide attempt became at the age of 12, to be exact. I thought of it. My first attempt was when I was at the age of 14. And, you know, at that point, I just said, okay, I need to find a way out because there's no point of living. You know, having a childhood, not feeling safe at home, not feeling safe at school, not even thinking that, you know, going to church, you will find a connection with God, but I wasn't even happy then. So I just thought that there's no point. If I'm not safe at church, then I really don't need to be here no more. So I just thought at the age of 14, maybe this is the best way to commit suicide. So I just basically wanted to go in the closet and take a extension cord and choke myself and hang myself in the closet. I didn't even want to write a note because it was pointless. I just wanted to really get it out the way and just call it that, you know. But God didn't make it happen because my brother, he actually came and stopped me. He was banging on the door and he was coming out of the closet, you know, and told me, you don't need to do that. And I basically was resisting because I just wanted to escape from this world. I hated it too much. You being picked on so many times in school, you're not being accepted. You know, I try to go to lunch and I have nowhere to sit at. That's where my experience was at during my elementary and high school years. And, you know, I got to the point of being aggravated because teachers and principals and counselors and students, they all was just really picking on me. And I had a frustration to the point where I just thought of just, you know what, maybe I should just take my own life. Maybe I should take everybody else's life that's really put me through a great deal of hell. End the school. Blow the school up. That's what I thought of at that time period. But it didn't come about because there was a young lady, a gospel artist. Her name is Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole, and she's actually the one that really was very instrumental in my life spiritually throughout my years, even when I was really, really young.